I see you. I see.
I bring it down like.
I see you. I see.
I bring it down like.
Lofi Poli Sci, Michael Pickering bringing it down Lo-Fi Live with what's going on in the world today. And straight to it, let's get to that Lo-Fi global news for you people. Out in Mexico City, they've been experiencing a bit of a drought these days. And by a bit of a drought, I mean the water reservoirs are down 44% from where they're supposed to be. About half of what they're supposed to be for the 20 million residents. We're talking about a water supply for 20 million people. That's almost halfway gone. It simply isn't there. And you know, this drought is one of the worst droughts they've recorded in history. And the city has cut water pressure and restricted access to water by around 33% until, well, they haven't said until when. They need rain, bad like, but you know, rain simply isn't in the forecast. Eyes open, people. Is it a little dry around you these days? Right in. Now, updates out in Spain, as the current Prime Minister did finally make a deal with the Catalonian separatists to provide amnesty to those charged with sedition, just so he could stay Prime Minister and form a new government with those Catalonian members of Parliament. And people in Spain, well, they got feelings on this. Check out the pictures of the protest, peeps. This story is not over at all. While the Prime Minister may have secured his spot for the moment, sometimes moments are fleeting. Now, out in Italy and U.S. news. How many of you out there ever heard of the Gambino family? Or how about Carlos Gambino? Or Paul Castellano? Or maybe John Gotti? You know, the Italian-American mafia family out of New York, one of the 5 families in New York, and one of the most powerful Cosa Nostra families in the world. You know, many thought they went by the wayside after Gotti went to jail in the 90s and then passed away in the early 2000s. But just last week, some of the newest leaders and capos from the still-going Gambino crime family were arrested in Italy and the United States for things like extortion, fraud, racketeering, money laundering. And this story really caught my eye because a lot of people out there think the Italian-American mafia don't operate with the same degree of power that they used to, or that they don't operate at all. I mean, all you hear about is organized crimes in the form of drug cartels or Central American gangs. But people forget, and they don't talk about, the mafia is still out there. The Bratva out of Russia, still out there. The Yakuza from Japan, still out there. The Triads from China, still out there. Organized crime and international syndicates still exist, people. Eyes open. Now, out in Latvia, changes some party politics going on, where the Latvian parliament just passed into law the right for same-sex civil unions. Not marriage, though, but same-sex civil unions. And the difference being some important ones. Civil unions in Latvia cannot adopt, and they do not have direct inheritance rights when the other one passes on. But you know, I'm curious about how long is this going to go on the books before same-sex marriage is legalized? Because more and more you see and you hear around the world that same-sex marriage is becoming legal. But this one here in Latvia, this is just a step in that direction. It's not the same thing. So I'm curious, is this as far as it's going to go, or how long will it take for Latvia to take that next step? And a last piece of something to send you on your way for the day. True or false, fact or fiction, fake or reality? The headline: Gay games delight Hong Kong amid China's growing hostility to LGBTQ plus community. I repeat, gay games delight Hong Kong amid China's growing hostility to the LGBTQ plus community. Fact or fiction? I'm curious your thoughts. And that's just a snap of what's going on in the world today.
I see.
I bring it down like.
Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Pickering, signing off.